The movie starts with a spaceship losing control. It comes crashing straight down into the woods outside East Malaysia. I heard that island has big ass orangutans. The recovery team quickly pulls up to the site to collect what they came for, the symbiotes. When they get there, they realize something is off. There were supposed to be 4, but only 3 are accounted for. And one of the astronauts is still alive. Well, barely, because he was bugging out. They load him into the ambulance, rush him out, thinking they're heading straight to the hospital. But that astronaut wakes up and was like, "Give me your head. Let me get some of the driver as well." And flips the goddamn truck, then breaks out the whip with its new body, looks at the logo, and then... Knock, knock, let the devil in. We get introduced to Eddie Brock. No, not that one. The one that said, "No one cared who I was before I put on the mask." Yeah, Bane as a reporter. And this man is one of the best journalists in the city with his own show. His boss gives him this huge opportunity to interview Carlton Drake, the head of the Life Foundation. Remember that spaceship that crashed earlier? Yeah, that was his company. But Eddie's kind of hesitant to take the job because he kind of doesn't like the guy. He takes the interview anyways. But the night before, Eddie goes through Anne's laptop and finds confidential files on the Life Foundation. Illegal human testing, multiple people dying while being experimented on, and this was not a good look. The next day, Eddie goes into the interview. He's supposed to talk about the rockets and the space missions, but nah. He switches it up and starts exposing Drake live on air, talking about the human trials, the deaths, and everything. The interview gets cut immediately, and just like that, Eddie gets fired. And Anne, she loses her job as well. Like, why you say fuck me for? Nigga just ruined both their careers in one move. Meanwhile, the symbiote that escaped pulls up to this Asian night market, out here walking like she's in that one Michael Jackson video. She walks up to the food store and starts munching out on a eel. "Hey, you did not pay for that." "Shut your whole ass up." Damn, a bunch of other goons step up, but they all get instantly dropped as well. Then the symbiote walks up to this old lady and switches hosts. It deadass just healed her back problems. Fast forward 6 months later, back to the Life Foundation. They're still running experiments, testing symbiotes on animals, and some of them actually start bonding properly. And as soon as Carlton seen this, he's like, "Yo, let's start the human trials." He did not waste a second. They throw this volunteer into the room who clearly doesn't know what's going on. Then the scientists release the symbiote and lock the door. And as soon as Brody seen that shit, he knew he was cooked. Out here screaming for them to open the door. Gang, that's not happening. The symbiote latches onto him, and for a second Carlton actually thinks it worked. But then his ass starts tweaking out, fighting for his life. And then he just drops dead. Bring in the next geezer.
Huh?
Guess they were just using humans as guinea pigs. Later on that day, Dr. Dora Skirth tracks Eddie down. She tells him everything she said about Drake was true, and now she wants him to help him expose the Life Foundation. But Eddie's not trying to hear it. He already lost everything. He ain't got no job, no girl, no milk, no cookies, nothing. He just tells her he's not the guy and leaves. On the way home, he passes Anne's house because he clearly misses her, but she comes out the Uber with a whole new man. She then upgraded with a whole doctor, a surgeon. I know if this type of upgrade happens to any of us, we ain't sleeping for a minute. So now Brock calls back Dora and agrees to help her. They link up and she sneaks him into the Life Foundation building. Inside, she explains everything. The space mission, how they found millions of organisms out there and brought some back. But the problem is, the symbiotes can't survive on Earth unless they bond with the host. That's why all these people have been getting tested. She opens the lab and lets Eddie look around while she distracts the guard. As soon as Eddie walks through, he sees a bunch of dead bodies, failed experiments. Then he spots someone he actually recognizes. Maria, and she's still alive. Well, barely. She starts begging him to let her out, and you already know Eddie's a real nigga, so he tries to open the door but only triggers the alarm. So he had no other choice. He grabs the fire extinguisher and breaks through the glass. But as soon as he did, my boy got speared straight to the ground, had Maria trying to bite his face off. Out here moving like a World War Z zombie. Then suddenly a symbiote leaves her body and latches onto Eddie's neck, and Maria, well, she just drops dead. My boy Eddie doesn't waste no time. He gets up and starts hitting the jets. Weave. Bow to the wall. Second guy tries to be slick only to get his legs taken. He runs out, then jumps through the gate and dashes straight to the woods. Clearly not under his own control. The security guards come from both angles trying to close him in, but his ass was on top of the tree and they couldn't see him. This just got me thinking, why do cats climb up this high but never know how to get down? Like, you stupid. Eddie heads back to his apartment and he's feeling off, like he's on the munchies, out here eating anything, and I mean anything. He throws it all up, heads to the bathroom and hears,
"Eddie,
Had my boy tripping out. But yeah, we finally hear Venom's voice. Eddie then calls Anne begging for help. He finds her out on a date at some high class ass restaurant. And there was no hi, how are you? He went straight to the point, trying to prove that everything he said about Drake was true while eating off random people's plates. Yeah, he was tweaking hard. Then he just jumps into the lobster tank and takes his big ass bite. Dan takes him to the hospital to go check him out, but when he runs the MRI, the symbiote was not feeling it, had him tweaking out even worse. This is how I'll be feeling listening to any Playboy Cardi. Like, please, turn that shit off. Back at the Life Foundation, they find out that Dory was behind the break-in. And somehow it takes them a few days to figure that out. Like, she literally walked in with Eddie without even hiding. Who did you come here with? And who took my symbiote? Nigga, check the cameras. Stupid. Like, it will literally take him like 10 minutes to figure out who it was. She tells him it was Eddie Brock, and Drake was just like, damn, you were one of our best. Then locks her in a room with a symbiote. And let me tell you something, she did not make it out alive.
Do not open that door.
Yeah, he opens it anyways. Carlton's men storm in, demanding the symbiote back.
What are you doing?
I'm putting my hands up.
You're making us look bad.
No, I'm not. They shoot him with a taser and Venom's just like, I bet, and gets straight to work. Blow out the window and you can see the roof. This guy tries to reach for the gun only to get grabbed by the throat. Then he just Michael Jordans the other dude's face and hits him with a clothesline. Have you ever done a front flip? Well, now you have, nigga. This other dude gets back up, but he should have stayed down because he gets a dumbbell to the head. Yo, this scene is so funny because Eddie still doesn't even know what's going on. Like, he really just wrapped this guy by the neck and just body slammed him on the ground. Then Venom's like,
do you watch football?
Then proceeds to hit this guy with the cleanest bicycle kick to the neck. Surely he should be wearing one of these after that. More goons start storming in, so Venom had to lock in. And that meant breaking this guy's leg with a stool, eating a few punches, only to give this guy one big knuckle sandwich. Get out of here. This guy tries to flank, but Venom sees everything. Nut tap, gut shot, face slap.
Oh my god, Eddie, I'm so cold with it. Feel like Prime Mike. Now let me eat all their heads.
Why would we do that? Their location was compromised, so they had to get out of there. But as soon as they hit the street, they get spotted by one of the drones. Back at the lab, Carlton gets the footage of Eddie smoking his team, and instead of being mad, he was loving it. He's achieved symbiosis. Are you seeing this? Make sure you bring me back my creature. Eddie jumps on the bike trying to get away, but Drake calls in the whole company trying to take down Venom. Had these guys speeding through traffic, dodging cars, weaving drones, blocking shots and everything. Don't let them get away. More cars pull up around the corner, so they jump the gate and hit the main street again. Then two cars try to sandwich them, but Venom takes control over the wheel and slams both of them to the side. Like, this was way too easy. They were not gonna catch up to them. Damn, I might have spoke too early. I got him. Bring him home. As soon as Brody tried to grab Eddie, Venom just snatches him by the neck and then starts healing Eddie's entire body. He basically said, nah, we're not going out like D-Rose, and fixes his knee and everything. Brock gets back up, and this is where we finally see Venom's full transformation. And man, why is this guy so big? Hey, yo, I meant to say tall, my fault. How tall is Venom? 7'4", nigga. If you don't grab a jersey and go guard that nigga in San Antonio, we might be doomed. Venom then just starts licking his face.
You some freaky ass nigga.
Just as he's about to bite his face off. What are you doing? Police officers start pulling up everywhere, so Venom just dips. They finally make it back to shore, and then Venom starts breaking down everything. He tells Brock that Carlton isn't the one who found the symbiotes. They found him. And their whole plan is to bring the entire species to Earth and take over. So yeah, Drake's out here thinking he's a genius. Whole time he's getting played. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Eddie heads back to his old job trying to hand over the proof about the lab experiments. But security was not letting him upstairs.
Should I eat his head?
No, don't do that. So they walk outside and Venom's just like,
you know, if you need to go upstairs, you should have just said so.
They start running up the building, and is it just me, or is there something about Venom on top of buildings that just makes him so cold? Yeah! Anyways, they make it back to the office. Eddie quickly writes a note down and leaves his phone for the photos. Then they dip. They hit the ground floor, doors open, and it's a full-on SWAT team waiting for them. Lasers locked on their chest. Eddie tries to warn them like, yo, don't do anything stupid. But of course, they don't listen. Mask.
Copy.
The police start spraying at him, but he's just casually standing there eating all those bullets. Health bar still completely full. Then he just Odell's a smoke grenade and catches one in his mouth. Just like that, it was time for offense. And these guys were cooked because they completely smoked out the room and can't see a thing. But Venom can. Come here, you as well. Did somebody ask for flying lessons? He really just started taking them all out. Wait, is this guy trying to snipe? Damn, he ain't even see that shit coming. And look at how he just yanks this guy through the pillar. Like, there is no chance he survived. They finally start throwing flash grenades, and that actually starts doing damage. And Venom's like, hell no. And jumps up to the rafters and tears a part of it down. Had that shit landing on 3 niggas. That's an easy UAV. Nigga jumps back down, grabs this guy by the leg and starts belting everyone with him. Then he just flings his ass like 200 meters. His ass gonna need a chiropractor for the rest of his life. The last guy just gets picked up and smacked to the ground. Then Venom starts flexing. And I don't know why his tongue is always out. Bro, put that shit back in. He picks him up, about to bite his head off. But Ann walks in, then Eddie transforms back. Like, wait. That's me. What's happening? I don't know. It's inside me. So they head to the hospital and the other symbiote finally makes it to the US from Malaysia. And his ass did not waste time. He took over Carlton's body straight away. When Ann and Eddie get to the hospital, they find out that Venom is slowly killing Brock. And I guess Venom didn't like hearing the truth.
Nigga, did I just catch you out here being honest?
Ann cranks up the MRI machine and that sound had Venom jumping out of Eddie's body. You were killing me. What happened to us? So yeah, Eddie just dips and as soon as he gets to the elevator, bah! Yeah, he wakes up right back at the lab all tied up. Carlton asks for Venom, but Eddie didn't want to give him up. He was not gonna snitch.
Where is he? Where is Venom?
So that interrogation clearly didn't scare Brock, so Riot tells Carlton to release him and Venom will find him. And yeah, it doesn't take long. Come here. Last guy just gets his head decapitated and damn, why is Venom kind of looking bad? Anyways, he latches back onto Eddie and then Venom explains everything. Riot isn't just another symbiote, he's one of the leaders, stronger and more dangerous. And if he leaves with the rocket, it's GG's for Earth. And Venom doesn't want to help his kind anymore because he kind of likes Eddie. And on his planet, he's like a Rudy Gobert. But on Earth, he's basically LeBron. So why leave? Meanwhile, Carlton is moving forward with the plan. He orders his team to prepare the rocket and everything is ready for launch. My boy here tries stopping the rocket, but Riot just grabs his arm and puts a dagger right through his eye. I guess his ass wasn't slick enough. Everyone tries running out the room, but Riot was not about to let that happen. He morphs both his arms into axes and just wipes out the entire room. They really had no chance. They head straight to the rocket, ready to take off. Venom pops out the floor like he's Rey Mysterio and was like, we ain't about to let you destroy this world. Nigga, you ain't one of them. Now you gon' die. So Riot jumps up and 360s this spike wrecking ball right on Venom, but he weaves out the way quick, so he comes back and tries chopping his head with the axe. He really better rock out shit, isn't he? They get up and Riot was really applying that pressure, giving him no room to breathe. Venom then drops the shield, Michael Jordan's his head and smacks his head straight to the ground. And then he couldn't help it, his head was just too clean not to kick. And you just know that shit made him mad because he just starts spiking up the whole floor. But that did no damage, so he spears him, smacks him onto the pole, starts getting choked out only to pull a Kimimaru and whips out a bunch of spikes. Like, look at him. He knew he did damage. And then he just smacks him back like 200 yards. And before he could even stop, nigga gets stepped on again. He really had him tasting his feet. Then he just throws him away. Did he let him breathe? No. Spear to the wall, spikes out, smack to the face. Nah, my boy Venom was just getting cooked. Someone please throw in the white towel. Even Ann was looking at the CCTV like, fuck. Riot then lands on Venom, knee to the back, and then just rips them apart. Like, this has to be one of the most disrespectful scenes I've ever seen. Riot really said,
give me that shit.
Eddie latches back on and they start going back at it and even morph into one whole body. But somehow Riot was still driving the boat. Ann comes in clutch, cranking up the speakers, making both symbiotes let go and had them niggas crashing straight down. Carlton gets up and binks Eddie to the dome. Had my boy so confused. He goes in with a kick, Eddie parries it, then slams him down. Gets back up, acts like he's running away, only to turn around with a Superman punch straight to the...
Damn.
You're too late. Nigga, shut your whole ass up. Eddie turns around thinking it's over, only to get a dagger right through his heart.
Damn. Nigga, you really thought it was about to be that easy?
So Riot jumps back up and gets onto the spaceship. And just when we think it's over, Venom comes back and latches back onto Eddie while his health bar was literally blinking. They get back up, pull the dagger out, scream for the hose, then jump onto the rocket ship and completely tear that shit down. Had them two boys frying in there. The flames burn Venom, so he protects Eddie. My guy drops in the water and Venom dies.